And we are back on Out and About today, talking all things Oscar with Pam and Brent and our special guest panelist, the Tennesseans, David Plazas. I tell you, again, love this season, and this is one of my favorite parts, predicting Oscar.
I think I have the best record.
Okay, she's done very well. So remember, we go back and look at these, David, so be careful on the predictions, okay, because we will call you and haunt you, okay? All right, so we want to get right into it, get through as many as we can. If you're watching, kind of make your predictions with us. Best Picture. Okay, we've got 8 nominees for Best Picture this year. The list is The Big Short, Bridge of Spies, Brooklyn, Mad Max, The Martian, The Revenant, Room, and Spotlight. I'm going to start with Brent on this one. Who is your prediction?
You're going to start with me because I've seen probably the fewest of these. So I'm going to go with one of the ones I've seen, which is The Martian. I really enjoyed that. It's probably not going to win, considering I haven't seen the others, and I've heard you guys rave about them, but I'm going to go with one I've seen.
Okay, so Martian for Brent. Pam?
I'm going with The Big Short, Chuck. I loved it. Ensemble cast. Everybody was great, and I just enjoyed the subject matter, learning about that terrible time in our history.
Yeah, learned a lot. Okay, David, you?
And this is a bias as a journalist, but Spotlight, because it talks about the looking into the abuse by the Catholic Church of the pedophilia scandal that there was in Boston by the Boston Globe. Great cast, and you know, the editor now is the editor of the Washington Post. I mean, it's a great story, heroes and villains. And while it may not have a shot to be the best picture, I think that's the sentimental favorite for me.
I agree. That is my favorite picture of these 8, but my prediction is going to be The Revenant. I just think that some of the steam is built up behind The Revenant. I think, well, we'll talk about that.
I like how you got 2 picks in there.
I'm trying to cover myself. Well, this is mine. Yeah, so, but I'm predicting that The Revenant will win. Okay, so we'll go with that. All right, so now to the next category. We are going on to Best, here we go, Actor in a Leading Role. Okay, Actor in a Leading Role. Bryan Cranston, Trumbo, Matt Damon, The Martian, Leo DiCaprio for The Revenant, Michael Fassbender, Steve Jobs, and Eddie Redmayne for The Danish Girl. So now we're going to start with Pam on this one.
Where's My Big Short?
So this is Actor in a Leading Role. So
I know. Where's the actor?
They're
Whatever.
supporting.
I'm going with Leo because I love him.
Okay.
That's all.
All right, okay, so, and people are saying that this could be his year, so, okay, we're going to go over to you, David.
I think this is Matt Damon's year. He did a great job in The Martian, seeing that transformation from, you know, muscular to basically, you know, really, really weak and, you know, hungry, and just did an amazing job, the story of survival.
And he had to act by himself most of the movie.
He did.
Yeah, which, of course, Leo did in part of the movie as well. So, all right, Brent.
I'm going with Eddie because he had to play 2 roles, basically. So I think that is definitely worthwhile there. I'm going to see. Plus, I want attention drawn to that. I love that movie.
So, and he won last year, which would be interesting, back to back. I think only 2 other actors have ever done that.
That's right, he did.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to go with Leo DiCaprio, too. So there we go. We're agreeing on that one. I think it's his year. Okay. All right, let's go into actress in a leading role. So some great talent in this one. Cate Blanchett for Carol, Brie Larson, Room, Jennifer Lawrence, Joy, Charlotte Rampling, 45 Years, and Saoirse Ronan for Brooklyn. All right, David, we're going to start with you on this one. Actress in a leading role.
Cate Blanchett is outstanding. She's the Kate Hepburn of our time, I think, and so it would be well deserved. Plus, she'd tie Meryl Streep with 3 Oscars, and so that would be pretty exciting.
I love all this trivia.
Exactly. Great way to put it, to the Catherine Hepburn of our time. I like that. So, okay, Brent.
I'm not just tagging on. Cate Blanchett could read the phone book, and I would give her an Oscar for it. I've been a fan of hers forever, so I'm predicting her.
Okay,
she's 3 for 3.
All right, well, this is a tough, Pam. Let's go.
Well, Cate Blanchett, of course, Carol.
All right, well, you know what? I'm going to be the one dissenter. I'm going with Brie Larson for Room.
Okay.
So, up-and-comer. It's the one movie in that category I have not seen, but I really am hearing incredible things about her. So, Brie Larson, Cate Blanchett. We'll come back and we'll see what happens after the Oscars. Okay, actor in a supporting role. Okay, again, top talent in this one. Christian Bale, The Big Short, Tom Hardy, The Revenant, Mark Ruffalo, Spotlight, Mark Rylance, Bridge of Spies, and Sylvester Stallone in Creed. So we're back to starting with you, Brent. Who is your pick?
Well, you're starting with me, but I'm picking it back to you because I haven't seen those yet. So who do you recommend that I recommend?
So who would I recommend in that category? I would go with probably Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo, Spotlight. Okay, well, that means I have to go see that,
Okay.
see if I agree.
When you don't have a guest, you always go with Sylvester Stallone. Right? Everybody knows that.
That is a good point.
That's
exactly.
a great point.
I'm going with The Big Short.
Yeah.
Whoever's nominated, that's who I'm going with.
Okay, so
who is it? Christian
Christian
Yeah,
Bale.
of
And he was
course.
really good in that.
He was very good.
He usually didn't play that kind of role, so he's very, very, very good.
And Mark Ruffalo is such an impressive actor, so that would be my preferred candidate.
Okay, mine too. All right, so, but and we will just say on that, the Sylvester Stallone, there's a lot of momentum building for him because his last Oscar nomination was for Rocky years and years ago. I mean, I think almost 40 years ago.
1976, I think it was, or
He won the-
77.
Okay, 77. Okay.
He won the Golden Globe.
77.
Does that mean anything?
Yeah, it does. It does, and he won the Critics' Choice, and so you gotta say momentum is on his side as well. All right, actress in a supporting role: Jennifer Jason Leigh, The Hateful Eight; Rooney Mara, Carol; Rachel McAdams, Spotlight; Alicia Vikander, The Danish Girl; Kate Winslet, Steve Jobs. Okay, so Pam, we're to you.
Yeah, I'm going with Rooney Mara, people. Carol. That's the only vote I have, Carol.
And she's very good. And
She was
quite
very
frankly,
good.
it wasn't a supporting role, but they didn't want her competing with
Right.
Kate Blanchett.
Right, separating.
All right, up to you, David.
And Jennifer Jason Leigh, she always gives these raw performances, and especially that being the only woman in that cast, and it's such a gritty theme, such a violent theme. I think certainly that's something that's deserving of an Oscar.
Okay, all right, so going Jennifer Jason Leigh on that. Okay, Brent.
Yeah, I'm tagging on to Pam with this one. I'm going to do with Rooney for Carol on this.
Okay. All right, well, I think I'm going to be...
Are you changing your mind last minute?
I really am, because I was going to go with Rooney Mara, but I think I'm going with Kate Winslet for Steve Jobs.
Oh, okay.
So, and again, just because I've heard a lot about that, I have not seen that performance, but that reminds me, we only have about 30 seconds left, but we were talking about the diversity issues and things like that. Some people haven't seen a lot of the movies, though, and as we're predicting movies right here, do you think that also figures into sometimes how someone gets nominated? You haven't seen all the movies, you just hear buzz about somebody, and so it has nothing to do with diversity as much as just kind of buzz on what you've heard.
No, that's a fair point. I mean, people talking about it, it gets into people's minds. I mean, I can see that.
Yeah, because the voters are just basing what they think. I'm a
Right.
voter. and I've only seen a few movies. I'm not gonna vote for one I haven't seen.
Yeah,
Although you did earlier.
I did kick it back. I said, I'm going to see it.
So distribution and word of mouth is so important.
It is.
It really is. And of course, the Academy members, they do get the screeners, so they do get a chance, to look at them. Does it mean that they're going to have time to see all of them?
Right.
Okay, so on March 1st, we are going to do a recap and count and see who wins this one.
Okay.
Hang around to my
I like
choices
it.
here.
All right, dinner for all for the winner. Okay, all right. And stay tuned when we return. Vanderbilt Peabody College professor Dr. Sandra Barnes joins Brent to discuss HIV rates in black men having sex with men. Right after this.